I got a ticket to ride, and now my energy's rising.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Muso.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is part of the Leap of Faith. Musa and I, we've just met, but I've been told this morning by God and many other angels that Musa is a living angel, and that he's part of the next chapter. So let me just tell you, the viewers at home, and Musa, what's happened since I've took the leap of faith in Istanbul, because the story that I bear witness to is amazing.
Just have to feel alive. I've got a ticket to ride.
Bonnie and I, we've arrived in Uganda, haven't we, Bonnie? We're in Africa, in East Africa, Uganda. And right now, we're sat in the city of Kampala.
And now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have to feel alive.
Yeah, it's more than I ever could have imagined. Yeah, working for God is great. You make your wishes, you have your dreams.
It is the first priority.
But listen, yeah, you make your wishes, you tell your dreams, you tell him what you want, and he gives you 10,000 times more.
Get on board our train, don't hide. Join this movement, join this ride. All together to the brand new side. I care for you, you care for me. That makes us friends and family.
Oh, ho, ho. Now let me just sit down and tell you the story. All right, this is a story of I bear witness. So, I was in Istanbul, and I was sitting in Istanbul, and then, so it was clear that I was going to come to Uganda. I didn't know how. But I wrote to Stefan from the Bidi Bidi, from the ICANN children. I wrote on Tuesday. I wrote to him, Stefan, I'm coming. But the internet was already switched off because of the elections. So he didn't get the message. So, and I didn't have an answer. I didn't know. So, and then Wednesday I was looking, I could find no possibilities. I saw a flight, but I didn't have any money. Like always, no money. And then, so there's Tuesday, Wednesday, on Wednesday, so I was looking, and then on Wednesday I was talking to a waiter in Istanbul. He said, well, if you can't fly, then you're going to have to go via Iran and all the different countries. But the situation isn't so good there. I said, that's okay, I've got God to protect me, so I'll go. And I was looking at the buses, and then I told a friend of mine in Germany, I was just letting off steam. I said to him, the hypocrites from the refugee help, permaculture refugee help, and these hypocrites, everybody's a hypocrite because nobody wants to help. Everybody wants me to work for them in Uganda or give them information, but nobody wants to help. So I'm going to go via land, and I'm going to go through the war zones. And his friend said, no chance you're going through the war zones. How much is your airplane flight? Let me pay for it. So yeah, he paid for my ticket. So on Thursday I got the money, and Friday I flew to Uganda.
All together for humanity. I got a ticket to ride, and now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have to feel alive. I got a ticket to ride.
So when we left Istanbul yesterday, I can say to you, we didn't have a clue what was going on. It was really literally one of those leaps of faith, a deep dive into the unknown. And it's shown already that that was the best choice, to listen to God's voice that we could have ever had. I am telling you, we are so blessed. Aren't we, Bunny? Yes. This morning when we arrived at 2:30, we realized we needed a visa. We don't have a visa. We realized, but yeah, and there's no internet. At the moment, because there's general elections, there's no internet, so there's no way of getting a visa. But the airport, they said, I met Harold, who's a United fan just like me. And we agreed I'll go back on Tuesday and pick up my passport and the visa. And in the meantime, I met Michael from America, who's a farmer just like me and a teacher. And
Some of you know that I've been here before. It's been a couple of years. But it's not to meet Colin just at the airport.
he's been coming back and forth to Uganda for 16 years. And now we're in Kampala. We've been picked up and we're with a lovely family in Kampala. And this family here we are at, Pastor Kenneth is the papa of their family. He, as the coincidence has, is not just a pastor, he also has a shop and he sells poultry, live baby chicks. He sells the mixed chicks, he sells broilers and he sells layers. So what did I say before I come to Uganda? I said, wherever I go, instead of investing, I want to show and invest with the animals. And now, before I've even done anything, got internet or a visa, I know where I will be buying all the chicks. And before even, and I can't access any of my maps where I've got to go and any of the lists. I can't get anywhere because I've got no passport. But I'm in Ken's house and I've even got a room. I mean, and yeah, I mean, how can I not nod knowing that I'm with God? And all I can say is thank you, my Lord. Thank you, my Lord, for leading us all the way.
Energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have to feel alive. Let's connect, hop on our train. Let love rule and freedom reign. We stand together. Our strength will change the game. Show respect and show your smile.
And there was no internet in Uganda. I had no contacts. I only had enough money for the airplane. So when I left Istanbul, I had minus, my bank account was minus 4 francs 50. And top it, a country that I've never been to before, no internet, no nothing. So, what?
So this is your first time in Uganda?
Yeah, first time in Uganda.
Smile. It's been tough for quite a while. Now we're together. Let's find our inner child. I got it.
And I met the pastor for the first time in my life. I'd only just met Michael for the first time in my life. And yeah, they said I could stay until I know more, until the internet was switched on. And that is now, so today, what's day? Wednesday today. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days ago. Yeah. And so yeah, so 11 days ago I came in. And then the pastor let me stay. And on Sunday I went to church because the pastor has a church in Kampala. It's an evangelisch born-again church. And I did my first preaching in a church.
I'm blessed to be brought here this morning. I don't know how I deserve it, but I reserve my faith to tell you and to bear witness.
Amen.
If I can do it, you can do it, because I have seen you dance, I have seen you laugh, I have seen you sing, and I know every single one of you is more talented than I am.
And on Monday we went to one of his farms and I was doing work and made chicken feeders.
Dig it to ride. And now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have to feel alive. I've got a ticket to ride. And now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have to feel alive. I've got a ticket to ride.
Come follow me, hey. Canada take this train ride with me, you'll see. Our girls love our unity, yo, 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 yo. Celebrating diversity, hey.
And I also met his family, more of his family, and very nice. And I saw more of Uganda, and I was already falling in love with Uganda because everywhere's green, everywhere's food, everywhere's... Oh, you know what I really love about Uganda? In Uganda, things just get done. People just do it. Yeah, it's not like where I come from, where in Switzerland, everything's rules and regulations, and it's this and organized, and you can't do anything. Here, you just do things. Like the family we were at, when it was getting dark in the evening, they just took a cable out and hooked it up to the electricity line, and there was electricity. Oh, it was, and just the mentality. And then the wood shop, because we went to get wood cut. So that was the first. So Sunday was church. Then Monday we were working already. On Tuesday I was stayed more at home. No, I tried to go to the airport, but the internet wasn't on. I still couldn't get my visa because it wasn't sorted out yet because of the internet. And then Wednesday we went to a village in the district of Gombo, because the pastor also has a farm there. And in the district of Gombo, there was a small community, a small village. Gomba.
Yes.
Gombo. Gomba. Yeah. Okay, I'm still learning my pronunciation. But yeah, so we went to this community, and they asked me to preach. I gave a small sermon. And then Michael was teaching about farming. I agree with some things, but not other things, because I come with the permaculture. But I heard what I heard, and what I realized is a big problem. Lots of people come from the West and suggest this and farm like this and farm like that, but they only give them theory and want everything to change like it is in the West, and then go home again. And then that's it. And then they're meant to expect it to happen. And it doesn't work anyway like that, in my opinion. And then the pastor of the village, he asked a question. He said, well, if we listen to you now and you teach us, will you come back and help us? And this is the point when God told me to stand up and leave the church. And then I went walking. And while walking, I saw the village. And God said I should come back when I'm finished in Bidi Bidi. I should go to this community, and with the community, I should spend a year in the community, because I need to learn a lot about, because in the West, they teach us only propaganda, and they teach us not the truth about Africa. They tell us Africa's, or Uganda, or any country, they tell us it's third world country. And what I see here is not third world. What I see here is better than Europe. So much so. The truth is here, because if Europe had this kind of fertility and this kind of mentality where everybody's smiling, I mean, I know it's brutal with the average age of only having the average age of 35 because of the AIDS, but I also give blame to the AIDS to the West as well. But that's a different story. Anyway, so yeah, and then the pastor and I started talking.
Lukaga Thomas, the master pastor. What's the name of the village?
Pastor Lukaga Thomas.
Yeah, well, the village.
Amanya g'ekyalo, Kakoni village.
I gotta learn.
And so when I'm finished in Bidi Bidi, my plan is to stay in Bidi Bidi to the end of March. And then God wants me to go back to this village in the district of Kambo, and together as one community.
Keep the love bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played three. He played knick-knack on the
Not with his power. He's there as well, but my word is not with him. My word is with the pastor of this community. Yeah, because even if the pastor is a good guy, good family, and I'm very appreciative.
When he has his own other projects.
He has his own other projects,
Yes, so
and
he's just giving some small aid for survival.
He's just shown me everything while I've been here. He's let me stay at his house, but when I leave tomorrow, that will be more or less it, probably, because I've also asked questions. And you know, when you work for God and nobody knows you and you're anointed. And people, especially like pastors or people who know and they have ideas of what a Munzungo should be like. Like, I'm not a typical Munzungo. That's what I'm learning really quick. I'm getting a football t-shirt, I'm getting printed with Munzungo on the back, number 7, because I don't like being called sir. I don't like being called master, because that's every white man who lets himself be called sir or master has a problem. with himself. He has a problem with himself.
We're
And
all equal.
yeah, well, more than that, we're here in Uganda, we're guests.
We have the same blood.
We bleed red, we stink when we go to the toilet, we all the same. And anyway, it's all just bullshit. And when I see people going on the knees for more important people, I think that's wrong as well. And that comes from the colony times. That's all wrong. It's all wrong. But anyway, that's just so. Yeah, so my agreement is with the pastor of the village and with the children of the village, because I work for children and for animals, because the children can't help themselves. Adults all have a choice. Yeah,
And animals can't help themselves.
they can't help themselves as well. And plus, animals are the true creation of God, just like we are the humans. But and also food. And the animals are happy to be food, but they're better food if they're looked after properly. And I'm a bit expert with animals, so the combination of children and animals.
Do you have a GoFundMe page?
Yes.
You have it.
I have a GoFundMe page. And by the way, if you want to support my work, all my links are in the description at the bottom on the Linktree, and I've got GoFundMe and everywhere else. And also in Facebook and Instagram, please do follow and subscribe and like, because maybe the Instagram will pay me soon and YouTube will pay me soon if you help me out. And then the devil can pay me to do God's work. That would be great. And give me a like and a comment, and GoFundMe, do God's work. Anyway, yeah, I have all that. It's in the description. And because this conversation is going to go straight into YouTube, like I said. So yeah, and now I know where to get animals in Kampala. I've been to the animal market. I've been to the I've been to the wholesalers. I've been to farmers markets. I know where to get machines. I've been to Chinatown. I know all the prices. I know the different farms. I know the rules. I know what the politics wants to be. I've done all my homework. I'm ready. I'm ready to be a humble servant for God, because God wants me, because God loves Uganda. God, he says, he gets so much praise here. He says so much happy people, and he wants to make it his home. He lives here, and he wants me. I want to make it my home. So God, please, if you're watching this, God, which I know you are, please let me make Uganda my home, because it's a great base to be.
So now we say that March has reached its end. Then what is next?
Next, tomorrow morning, we get the bus car.
What I'm saying,
Yeah.
March, your visa has ended in March. Your period that was given.
April.
April.
The March is when the timeline. What I'm planning in Bidi Bidi is I need 2 months. Yeah, this is the timeline I've given myself, designed.
To Bidi Bidi.
Yeah, for Bidi Bidi. We have arrived now in the 29th, 30th of January, and by the end of March I want to be finished, because it's important to have a timeline. So you get work.
What men are you going to be doing in Bidi Bidi?
They have for the refugee families. They have planted. They have grounds.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because Bidi Bidi is a refugee place.
Yes.
Whereby when they see a visitor,
Yeah.
they think positivity,
Yes.
or positive support
Yes.
from the visitor.
Yes, which is going to be
Mainly
everything.
financially.
This is not going to be.
What listen to me. Mainly financially, to support their well-being, because they are in desperate life. So what are your plans for Bidi Bidi?
My plans is I'm bringing chickens.
Cause I'm the good beats, you can't buy with cash. Strong plans with growth from seed out of ash.
Take it for a ride, save mankind, leave discrimination behind.
I got a ticket to ride, and now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive. Just have.
How many chickens?
At the moment, I think there's 2 big ones, a rooster and a normal chicken, a hen. And I bought 102 chicks, but now there's maybe 90, 85. We'll see how many survive until then, because the day-old chicks, they die. So hopefully there will be about 70, 80 chickens. And then I'm going to building. I'm still trying to raise the money. I'm still missing 2 million shillings. 2.5 million shillings to cover all the costs. I'm going to build a chicken tractor on steroids, which is like a cage for chickens, but makes compost at the same time. because it's also a very good idea because the chickens don't need food. Because while they're turning the green organic material into compost, they're also eating. So you're saving money for the chicken food. The animals are healthy because it's all organic. They're laying eggs at the same time, so they're producing food, not costing food, and they're making compost. And with compost, you can make more food, and you can fertilize your trees even more. So I'm going to make that for sure. Everywhere I go, I'm making a chicken tractor on steroids, and it costs me. I've got the numbers. They're all down there in the description. And then they've been allocated, the ICANN children, the refugees of ICANN children have been allocated 30 by 30 garden zones. And I've promised Stefan, who's a good friend of mine, who's the boss man of the ICANN children, that I will design 3 gardens. So 3 times 30 by 30. I want to build a pond.
So all of those things are going to be built in Stephanie's land?
Yeah, on the land that the refugees have been given. Yeah, is the land, because the ICANN children is a refugee program for single mothers and kids, mainly kids.
Then who will be in control of that project?
Well, I'll be teaching, because I'm also a permaculture teacher, and I've got all my teaching materials with me as well. So while I'm planning the gardens, I will have 2 or 3 of the employees from the ICANN. And also, Stefan said there's a lot of people around who want to be farmers and learn more farming technique. So I'll be teaching while working. While I'll be implementing, I'll be teaching what I'm doing and showing what I'm doing. So they have the good example, a finished example. Because by the end of March, we're right in the middle of rainy season. So if everything's finished, it'll get good raining. And when rainy season's finished, it'll be really growing, and hopefully by August they'll have the first.
Who's benefiting from this chicken? Because you'll have to leave them in Bidi Bidi.
They're going to stay there. They're for Bidi Bidi. Everything, all the money I get.
Therefore, Stephanie and the projects.
Yeah, and if I can raise the 3.5 million, like 3,050,000 shilling like I want, I also going to buy some goats. And if I can raise more money, I know where to get fish for the pond. I could get fish for the pond as well. And every extra money, all the money I get, I always invest in the project I'm working on. And I want to invest in animals, because I don't need to invest on flowers and trees, because I can just go collect it. They're everywhere. It's for free. Yeah, it's for free. I mean, that's like cassava. You take the top of the cassava, stick it in the ground, and 3 months later you've got cassava. Yeah, and the jackfruit seeds, there's thousands of them. Oh, the food is for free. You can just grow it, and the ground is so fertile. You just plant it right, and it's good. So I want to get them animals and teach them animal husbandry and some proper tools. Yeah, but we'll see what I can afford, because it's all done donations. So if you're listening to this, you want to support me, and you never know. You know, Musa, there might be somewhere in the world there's a rich guy who thinks, right, Colin, let me give you a chance. Because I can do a lot with no money, because that's why I believe in alchemy. My last farm for 3.5 years, I always did as much as I can. That's why alchemy, I always say, turn shit into gold. Do as much as you can with no money. Because, yeah, everybody says, well, you can only do it when I have money, when I have money, when I have money. No, you can do it without. And there's so much material. I mean, the trees, like the eucalyptus trees, and you can cut out one here and cut out one there, and you've got enough material. There's enough of everything. You don't need much money, because the 3 million is like in Swiss francs. It's 680 Swiss francs, which is for a Swiss guy, not much money. So for not much money, I can feed the 150 children for the next 20 years. They can feed themselves, because like the chickens. If you take 30 chickens laying eggs every day, yeah? You take 15 eggs for you to eat and 15 eggs to multiply. Then you've already got more. or you sell them as well. You sell some eggs, and then you've got money, and then you buy other things. If you take animals and you breed animals, then you've got food. And you can sell the animals as well. And you do it properly, everything gets more and more and more and grows. You eat the males and you multiply the females, and then you get more. And if you do it properly, yeah, and not, yeah, and you do it with care, like you care for yourself, then you're going to multiply it. But anyway, I'm coming to the end of this video, but let me tell you, everything that happened to me in the last 11 days is beyond what I've been telling you. It's even better. And you see what I mean when I say God is gracious. He brings me to the places where I need to see. Whereas if I was following my own nose, I would have never known to come here. But God led me here, and I can see the truth. This is what it is. This is what it is, and it's all about. And I'm so thankful. And yeah, so I'll be taking 2 of the Indians up to Bidi Bidi. Yeah, and also take some big ones from around the village to mix up the genetics, and also have some to teach. Yep, I've got to mention it again. See, Betty has just laid her egg. I took a leap of faith with Betty and Joe, not knowing it's a young or old, but look, the size of Betty's egg shows me that Betty is young. So the leap of faith was worth it. Every single shilling. Yep, Betty and Joe. That's how we go, and that's how we flow with God. And if you believe in God like I do, and you trust Him like I do, now's the time to nod. Just nod if you trust in God.
Feel alive, gotta take it a ride. And now my energy's rising. I just have to feel alive.
And none of it was planned. I came, like I said, with no idea. It was in the dark, both eyes closed, hands behind my back, no internet, jump of faith, leap of faith. I said, God lead me, and I am now sat with Musa in a beautiful park of Uganda, totally in love, and my faith has never been stronger. And you know what? I know anything I can do, you can do better, because I'm nothing special. I'm just Colin. And if I can do it, you can do it. And if you do it and I do it, then there's 2 of us doing it. And if someone else does it as well, then there's 3 of us. And all of a sudden, all of us are doing it, and we can be free. It would be so easy to be one family and work together. So the agenda doesn't have to kill everybody. We could all just live together. So everybody, I know, and I promise you, if you're doing your best today, then you're perfect. Because everybody is perfect if they try their best. And every day you get better. Because if you try your best today, tomorrow you're going to get a little bit better. That's just the way it is. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And carry on following. And if you don't believe yet, you just wait and see what's going to happen in Bidi Bidi. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.